I hope you're doing well. I'm here today to talk about the full moon happening on June 21st, 2024. It will be happening at 1 degree Capricorn. So, this full moon is interesting because it is a time when we're in the summer solstice. So it is the opposite, you could say, of when we get to the winter solstice, because we now have the gate 15 that is the sun is in the gate 15 and the earth is in the gate 10. And then in the winter solstice, we're going to have the sun in the gate 10 and the earth in the gate 15. So we're in that sort of halfway point of the year. It is a time to take stock. It is a time to kind of look at where you're going. And with the gate 15 in play in the line 4, this is really talking about being in your own flow, being in the flow that is going to take you to your gifts. Now, we talked about that with the new moon earlier in the month, and it was the gate 5, line 6, which is the harmonic to the gate 15. This talks about the idea of, again, being in your flow. The gate 5 can be totally connected to your body consciousness. It's a whole tantric channel. And it is about the love of humanity, the gate 15. So we're bringing this level of the love of humanity, but also the love of self, which is the gate 10. And so, how do we love other people in the world, or how do we accept the extremes of other people? Because that's the gate 15. It is by accepting who we are and what we can bring to the table in our own individuality. And so that's what this energy is, the overarching theme. It's talking about self love that perpetuates a bigger global aura of love for everyone. And we have, in fact, in this full moon, we have three of the love gates activated. The only one we don't have is the gate 46. And so we have the gate 10, the gate 15, and also the gate 25, where Neptune is. So we have the love of spirit, or the love of, or universal love for the gate 25. And of course, the gate 15 is the extremes, or the love of humanity. And the gate 10 is the love of the self. So love is a big theme within this energy, but this is the type of thing that is all about your direction in life, yourself, and it's bringing it all together to say, are you actually taking yourself into consideration as opposed to other people? Now, this isn't really the tribal energy of the gate 27, where a lot of times we can be caring about other people and not necessarily caring about ourselves. This could be about, because we have the gate 15 in the line 4, which is called the wallflower, this could be about the idea that um, you're listening too much to the influence of other people. That could be potential, but the other perspective is, um, you've made some changes in your life. There's a good chance that you are starting to feel different. Because when you start to step into your own energy, to step into your own flow, to step into what you want in your life, as opposed to aligning with the truth of other people, you start to see the world in a different place, and you start to see that the people that once, potentially made you happy or you enjoyed spending time with are not necessarily the same anymore. In fact, maybe you don't feel like you belong with them anymore. And that is really what the sun in the gate 15 line 4 is really talking about. You might feel like you've sort of outgrown certain groups, and that they don't feel like they're correct for you anymore. And that's okay. It just means that you're evolving and shifting and changing. And with Pluto in the gate 60 for so long, it really is showing us that we are transforming as a collective. And everybody's going to transform a little different. We know that because we're all different people. But when we transform, we evolve, or we shift up, we level up, then suddenly things that used to be okay no longer feel okay anymore. And that's sort of, like I said, this energy is the full moon, a culmination of maybe starting to pull away from certain ties, maybe starting to pull away from certain groups, especially maybe even starting to pull away from social media, because the fourth line is totally connected to social media and this whole perspective of the global network, you could say. Now, for the fourth line process, and really because this is a fourth line energy that is being highlighted for this full moon, it's for everyone. The fourth line process is always about having the right people in your life because the whole concept is people can make you or break you. So, in other words, the fourth line is connected to burnout. So you could have people who burn you out. If we look at the fourth line as an entity, because the gate 10 is the role gate, or in other words, it is called the line of the opportunist, the gate 10 line 4, it really does embody this energy of your network. And also this foundation of the fourth line, which says that this is my foundation. I have built it from the first line because they're harmonic together. So you have the first line where you look at something brand new, you investigate it, you learn about it, you build a foundation, you find security within that. And then when you hit the fourth line, you know what you want, you know how you like things, you have this perspective of what you sort of are bringing to the world. You're very fixed in what you want to bring to the world. And because you are fixed in your process, you have influence on people because you don't really shift and waver. You're steadfast in your beliefs. And those people who like it a lot. And those people who don't, well, they're not your people. And so you're getting to this point where you've built this foundation and you have people around you who maybe are no longer correct for you. So, fourth line energy is truly about having the right people because all your opportunities come from being with the right people. It can be even your relationships come from being with the right people, especially if you're fourth line profile. So having the right people in your life is essential to get ahead. Because if you have the wrong people in your life or the people that are not sort of aligning with what you want to do, because that is what the fourth line is all about. It's about being accepted for who you are and not having to change or conform for other people, then they can be pulling you back from opportunities that are correct for you. They can be pulling you back from your destiny. They can be pulling you back because you're trying to keep them happy instead of actually walking the path that is meant for you. And with Mercury in the gate 39 line 1 in detriment, this adds even more emphasis to this energy of um, being with people who are important for you. The thing about the gate 39 is that it is half of the 3955 channel. This is all about the abundance of spirit, and it is about finding the right spirit or the right people again. What happens with Mercury in detriment in the gate 39 line 1, it's saying that instead of actually going out and looking for the people that are right for you because you're scared that you might be shunned or people won't like you or those types of things, you're staying away from people. And in fact, never meeting the right people because the whole point of the gate 39 is to find the spirit in other people that is aligned with your spirit. It is all about finding the correct spirit for you, and when you find the right people for you, then that is helping you on your toward your destiny because you're finding the correct spirit, the correct people to provoke into the spirit of abundance. And that is your job here. And that is your mutation. And that is your innovation. And so this is holding yourself back because maybe you want to be liked, and the people that used to be your people, even if they're kind of not so much your people anymore, maybe you don't want to really rock the boat, maybe you just want to keep status quo, but inside it feels like, wow, I just really need to not be here anymore because it doesn't feel correct. And so this is making a big choice, and a full moon is a closure and closing something up, and no longer having it in your life because you know that that has concluded. It is no longer part of your destiny. And now you're moving into something new. Now with Chiron in the gate 42 and going to be in there for the whole of June and into July, and it has been for a while, it is really talking about healing the wounds of closures, healing the wounds of past people leaving your life, healing the wounds of sometimes people passing away, healing the wounds of you know, things that maybe you didn't want to let go of, things that stop being things that you wanted to them to continue on. And so this is like you're healing this perspective of closures that maybe you didn't want to close by clinging onto something that is not necessarily any longer in your best interest. And so that is a big key with this full moon to really look at what is serving you, what will bring me closer to my destiny, Who are the people that align with the new me? And who are the people that no longer understand me, no longer get me, no longer see the truth and the light of who I am? And maybe I'm trying to dim my light because I'm scared that maybe they won't want to be with me anymore, but maybe they're just not meant for me anymore. And that's the question that we're asking for this full moon. With Venus in the gate 52 line 3, again, this is in detriment as well. And this really talks about control. Now, the gate 52 is the harmonic to the gate 9, and the gate 9 is really about collecting a lot of details but not really knowing what to do with it. The gate 52 comes in and says, okay, you lay it all out here, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to make a pattern for the future, which goes into the gate 5. But having said that, with Venus here, this is talking about relationships, it's talking about work, it's talking about things that make you feel good. Suddenly you're feeling as though somebody's trying to control you. And again, it goes all back to this fourth line energy, this feeling of maybe I'm done with these people, this network in my work, in my relationship, in my social media, in my connections, in my whatever, and just feeling hesitant because you're not sure. Well, what if I let go of this person? Will I have somebody else? Will somebody else be part of my life? Of course they will be. And that's what you have to know. When one door closes, a new one opens. It is very cliche, but it's also extremely true. Because within every ending, the gate 42 where Chiron is a new beginning. Although it may feel difficult and emotional and even there's a wound about letting go of something because of the Chiron influence. This is where the gate 42 brings us to a new beginning, because right after the gate 42 is always the gate 3, which is a new beginning. And so this is truly a time to look at your life and decide, I have all these things that I want to do with my world, with my destiny, with my path forward. And the only way you're going to be able to continue on is if you don't have anybody pulling you back. As soon as you're kind of saying, okay, I'm going to conform to what you want me to do, instead of knowing inside of myself, having an inner knowing and saying, okay, because the 1648, as much as it is the channel of talent, which is activated for this as well, it is also an intuitive energy where it comes with a deep knowing. And the knowing that comes from the gate 48 and the intuition that comes from the gate 48 and then the full 1648 channel is this idea of patterns. And so you think about the gate 18 is always it's part of the whole cycle, or it's part of the circuit, and it feeds into the gate 48 and it says, okay, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. We need to fix it. And the gate 48 collects all this energy and says, oh, okay, these are all broken. These are all things that no longer work in my life. And now I need to fix it. And now I need to bring that energy to the throat center to manifest something new, something brand new that is going to fix all those things that no longer work in my life. And it really does kind of connect a lot with work, relationships. And I know that's kind of a broad category, but that's sort of really what this is saying. So you are getting the intuition, the access to the intuition to see what is broken, what no longer works, what pattern is irreparable, and to come up with a new strategy, new patterns, and new ways of moving forward in the world where you are starting to move in a direction that you want to move, and you don't feel as though there's anything kind of dragging you back to say, oh no, that's not who you are. This is who you are. You're supposed to be this person for the rest of your life. Instead of understanding that you are evolving and moving forward. And with Pluto in the gate 60 line 6, there's a sense of wanting to be free, but also this feeling that you need to conform in order to get what you want. And that's not necessarily true. And so, yes, we do have to conform. We do have to, if you're going to work with your logical energy, the 1648 talent, yeah, you do have to practice. You do have to continue to hone your craft or whatever it is to master whatever you want to master And, there are certain things like, for projected energy, for your individual talent to wait to be acknowledged, to wait to be seen, to be recognized is key to moving you forward. But having said that, living a very restrictive and rigid life because you feel like that's the only way you can get ahead and not really ever, like always practicing whatever you're practicing and never giving yourself a break and never allowing yourself to have fun because you think the only way I'm going to have any success is if I put more and more energy into this craft and I never stop, because as soon as I stop, then I'm really not, going after that goal. And this is saying find the balance, find the middle way, find the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance can sometimes be the path where there are people who are not trying to pull you back, where there are people who are not trying to, tell you how to go forward because they feel like they know better than you do. And in this case, we know that you will always know better than other people. When you go to that place of inner knowing, that place of intuition, that place of whatever feels good for you, because this is a spleen, 1648, whatever feels good, then you will find what is correct for you. But only you know the truth of what you need, as opposed to people who feel like they know what you need. So this full moon is about potentially making tough choices, about closing certain relationships, closing certain things that you've done in work, and closing things that no longer work for you, about letting go of potentially people who are holding you back, of letting go of anything that doesn't allow you to evolve and to grow and to become a better and a more inspired and more empowered version of yourself. And that is always key. Ultimately, we're all here to grow, we're all here to evolve, we're all here to walk our own path. And though this full moon may bring some difficult closures, the one key and overarching theme is that there is this ability to be in your flow, to find your path forward, to be where you need to be. But again, within every closure, within everything that we move through, there is something brand new that will follow it. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful full moon. And until next time, take care and bye for now.